Hi everyone, and firstly, welcome to the course. And in this first lesson, we are going to learn and understand about HTML, which is the structure and the basis and the root of a website. And HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And we're going to understand why exactly it is called Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means there are two meanings. So if you Google, the actual meaning of hypertext is like something called a link. Now you share links, YouTube links, and different other links with your friends in WhatsApp. So those kind of links are called as hyperlinks or links in general. They are also called hypertext. So in this context, in HTML, what hypertext actually means is that so when you created a website, you do that coding stuff in some documents, some folders, some set of files, right? So these files, whenever you produce or give it to your web browser, and the web browser will transcend them to an actual website. So for the web browser, these files are hypertext. So that's the reason why this is called as hypertext markup language. So why it is called markup language? The reason it is called markup language is it has a set of rules. There are different tags. We're going to learn about tags in the further sessions, but markup language means simply it has a lot of set of rules that will define the structure of a website. There are a lot of tags like paragraph tags and all of that. We're going to study all of that in the future lessons. But for now, you have to remember hypertext are all the files that we give to the website so that it will ransom them and show them as a website to a user who uses it. And markup language is something of a set of rules defines a structure of a website. Okay, that's it about understanding abbreviation of HTML, which is hypertext markup language. And speaking of who developed it, it was developed by Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1995. We have already spoken about this in the introduction class, and it was developed by Tim Berners-Lee. There are different versions of HTML, guys. As you see, every software will develop over a period of time, right? So there are different versions of HTML. There are different versions like HTML 2.0 was officially published in 1995. Then HTML 4.0 by different software engineers, they contribute to this software and this software develops. So like that, these different versions will come up. And there is this standardized version of HTML, which is nothing but HTML 5.0, which came in 2012, and that's the version that we are using right now. Now you don't have to remember all of these versions of different versions of HTML, guys. Okay, don't take stress, don't memorize anything. You just have to have a knowledge, have an idea that there are different versions of a software. There will always be a different versions of any software in this IT industry. Okay, so like that, similarly, HTML is a software and it has different versions. Okay, so HTML5 is something that we are going to learn in this course. And also, you have to note that HTML is not a programming language because it cannot execute logic. Now, if you use Python, you can do arithmetic logic like 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3 in the command shell itself, right? But that's not a similar case with HTML. You cannot execute logic like 2 plus 2 or 3 plus 3 or any of that arithmetic logic in HTML file. So that's the reason why HTML is not called as a programming language, right? So we can officially start coding, guys. So we can start code. So let's code. But before we code, we have to understand, we have to download this particular IDE called IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. I hope you are already aware of that thing. We start coding in HTML, we have to install an IDE. Any IDE, there are a lot of IDEs. I know you are very much aware about Visual Studio Code. So you have to download Visual Studio Code and the link will be provided here.